Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Alejandro Perez, the CGI Nerd, and in this video we're going to show you how to make piles of pretty much anything, in this case, gold, just like we see here. In the tutorial we did a pile of gold, but you can use the same method to stack whatever you want, piles of coal, piles of boxes, crates, whatever you want. So let's take a look at how we did this in this tutorial. Okay, to get started, let's create a set of coins instead of a geometry node. And we have the join geometry, and then we're going to do coins. And then in here, I am going to create a tube. We have the tube there. I'm going to make sure we have end caps. Let's turn on polygon version. Let's take the height down to like 0.1. That looks more coin-like. And columns, try 24. That's more round. I like that. Then let's just do a poly extrude. And then in here, I'm just going to select the end caps and push enter and do inset and then do another poly extrude. And then on this one, I am going to select the group and got that one there, push enter. There we go. And then I'm going to do the distance in. And then let's create a font. And here I'm just going to put $sign. Let's see if we get that $sign. We do. Let's do a poly extrude and do a little bit of distance like that. That is great. On the font here we can adjust the, not origin, I want the that's fine, that's fine. Rotate 90 degrees, nope, negative 90. There we go. And then let's boolean this together with this. Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't think about that. Let's take this on the extrude here. It's poly extrude. Let's output back also. Let's increase the distance here and then add a transform. And then on this transform, I am just going to move it down on the Y. Something kind of like that. So when we look at the Boolean, we have the coin. Oh, but we have little floating parts. Okay. Let's make sure we adjust this. Where it's only kind of inset a little bit. Then I'm going to add another transform. And on this one, I'm going to scale it -1 on the Y. And then we'll do another Boolean. And do that. Nope. That's not what I want. Let's make sure that this is a little bit in there. Okay, what is the setting that I want? Let's go here and instead of subtract, intersect. There we go. And I'm not gonna put it 0 there. That gives us a little bit of detail on both sides. Okay, so now that I have that, let's assign it to an object. So let's create a sphere. There we go, sphere. Let's see that. We're gonna make this polygon object and let's move it up. We're gonna make it bigger. Then let's assign an ISO offset to this. And that makes it like a fog, and we can scatter points on there. So we're scattering points. Get a whole bunch of points there. Now we want to copy this into points. So copy to points. Geometry we want to copy is that, and then the points we want to copy to is that. Let's look at this. We got a whole bunch of coins. So let's add a transform here and just make them a little bit smaller. There we go. And if we wanted to, instead of using a copy to points, it's probably a good idea to do a copy stamp. So the geometry we want to copy is that, and then the points we want to copy to is that. So it will look the same to start off with, but we can add a variable, something like rand rotation, which is going to be a fit 01 rand, and we're going to randomize it based off of the point number. And then now that we have that, we want to do minimum and maximum, so do like 0, 360. Okay, so that's the expression we want there, but we can throw it in here into the rotate. So the stamp, then we have string, string, and float. So the first string is going to be the name of the node, which is going to be this copy one node. The second one is the variable, which is the one that we just created, and then a default value in case it doesn't read anything. So we're going to do, is it dot dot? There we go. Just copy one, and close parentheses, comma, rand row, and let's do a default of 0. Okay, so we're getting a warning here. Let's check what's going on there. Parameter, let's see, rand rotation. Paste that there. Still not working. I think it might be this slash there. Let's try that. Copy one. Oh, I deleted the one on accident. Let's see, will that give us the rotation? No, it didn't. We don't have a warning there anymore. Oh, I know. We need to turn on stamp inputs. And there we go. Now we have the random rotations. Okay, so now we have a whole bunch of coins. That is good for us. Now, we want to make that to become a pile of coins rather than a huge stack like that. So what we can do is let's go out here, select the coins, go to rigid bodies. Let's make it a RBD fractured object. RBD packed object. That's good. And then it's going to calculate there for a moment. There we go. So it created the auto.network. And if we go ahead and play this, we should get some sort of calculation. Let's create less points because it's taking a long time here. I'm going to go to the coins here, and you can see that that added all of these nodes here. I'm going to go to the scatter, and let's make this 100 coins. 200 coins. There you go. That's enough. Okay, and let's see. This should calculate much faster. There we go. It's calculating out, and soon it would hit the ground, except that we don't have a ground. So how do we fix that? We go ahead and go to collisions and create a ground plane. There you go. We don't need that visible, but it will work for us. So we should be able to see once it gets to the ground plane, it's going to land and create a pile for us. So we don't need it to calculate all this out over and over again, and we can see that there's quite a bit of kinetic action. We can increase the friction, and then that will let it settle down quicker. If we play it back here, it should be a little bit faster. And any part that's already been calculated, you can jump through. So I'm just going to let it play through. It's having a little bit of trouble settling down. So I'm going to go into the auto.network, push L, go to the coin section, go to physical, and then friction. I'm going to increase that. And then bounce, let's put it at like 0.1. And then on the ground plane, physical, bounce, let's put this at 0.1, and then friction, it's 1. We can overcrank it, but I think that's okay. So let's go back to the beginning and play through this animation again, or simulation. So once it goes all the way through, we should see them hit and interact with the ground. It's creating a better pile. They should be moving around less. We just have to wait for it to settle down into a pattern that we like. And this can take a while, so I'm gonna let it play through, and then once it settles down, we will start up again. Okay, I'm going to calculate this out again. Just go to the coins, and then on the scatter, what I'm going to do is that it has a seed value here. I can change this to any other number, and it's going to randomize where the points are. These coins here kind of balance in a weird way that I didn't want them to. So I'll go through and calculate this again, and hopefully get a better pattern of the way it's listing. But that's a good thing to point out, is that you can change the global seed, and then you'll get different variations of what's going on here. If you don't want it to bounce as much also, just so that the simulation doesn't take as long to calculate, this sphere here, we can take it and put it much lower, so that way it has less kinetic force when it's calculating out. your scene. Got a few rolling away. Okay, so I calculated out the whole sequence, and it really didn't settle down all the way until the very end. So I like the way that this is looking right here for my pile of coins. Now, here are my coins. I can go in, and after it's calculated the physics there for the rigid bodies, what we can do is to a time shift. And with this time shift, basically, by default, it's just going to have $F, but we can delete channels, so that way it's not every frame, but it's just going to show frame 240. So we can see that if we play it through, it's already calculated all that out because we went through the process of calculating it out, and we like this. So with this, you can just keep this like this. So if you guys want to export this, we can just go here and File, Export, and we can export in FBX. I am going to export it into my folder here, and let's do Export. And it's going to take a second, but we should have it there. So let's make that invisible, and then let's go ahead and do a geometry node to test that that worked. Inside of the geometry node, I'm just going to bring in a file, and we are going to read that file, the FBX file we just created. It's just taking a moment to read it. And there we go. There's our coins. That's all of our pile of money. So that is how we can get a pile of coins stacked up on top of itself. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you did, check out this video right here. It is a tutorial that the YouTube algorithm decided would be perfect for you. So we'll see you guys there.